So yesterday, the Apple iPhone 5 was released, and it's incredible. It's light, like really light, like 20% lighter. Yes! It has a larger screen! Finally! Instead of 3.5 inches, it's a whole 4 inches. It's a little longer than previous iPhones, but it has that familiar iPhone feel, and it's about 18% thinner. Yes! It has a new charging port called Lightning, which is different than the 30-prong charger that it previously had, and it's reversible and durable. It has a faster processing speed, like when the iPhone went from the 4 to the 4S, there was that huge jump in speed, and it has 4G LTE connectivity. Yeah, buddy. But the main thing about this new Apple iPhone 5 is that it's very hardly groundbreaking. I'm sorry, Apple, but I'm very not impressed. It has a larger screen, yes, but there are many other phones with many other different types of screens. Some larger, some smaller, it's all about the preference of the user. It's lighter and thinner and longer than previous iPhones. Okay. It uses 4G LTE, which most Android phones have been using for a few years now. It's different than previous iPhones, but it's nothing mind-blowing. The iPhone 4S had 1 million pre-orders in the first 24 hours. Apple expects to have 1.5 million for the iPhone 5. What? How about this, Apple? If you come up with a phone that uses wireless charging, then we'll talk. I'm sorry, what was that? On September 5th, Nokia unveiled that their Lumina line is going to be using wireless charging? Darn, Apple foiled again. Using a different processing chip, making the device thinner, making the screen better, that's not revolutionary. If anything, that's evolutionary. As a lot of you know, I'm not a huge Apple fanboy. I use a PC to edit my videos, my phone is Android. I have an iPod Touch, but I just use that to listen to music and shoot videos sometimes. That's about as far as I go. So some of you may think that I am a biased source to get your Apple information from, but the thing about me is that I get super excited about technology. I worked in computer repair for a few years, and then an electronics section of a store for another couple years. I love new technology. I'm no Apple fanboy, but when new technology is introduced, I get excited. But with the iPhone 5, there's no groundbreaking technology. There's nothing for me to get excited about. Aside from the screen resolution, there's nothing that the iPhone 5 has that the other companies haven't done or done better. The issue is that iPhone has been playing catch-up since last year when they were supposed to release the iPhone 5. But reportedly, there were production roadblocks and blah blah blah. They had to release the iPhone 4S as kind of like an intermediary. The iPhone 5 specs might have been very impressive a year ago, but right now they're pretty much the norm on a lot of Android phones. The slogan for the iPhone 5 is the biggest thing to happen to iPhone since iPhone, which is true. It is the best iPhone out there. But that's it. It's the best iPhone out there. Apple no longer has the most technologically advanced phone on the market. I suggest you do your own research. Go online and search iPhone 5 versus, and then you insert the name of an Android phone, and then you can look at the specs back to back, and you can see and get a feel for what exactly you're looking for. The processing specs, the camera, the screen size. You'll be able to see how each phone stacks up next to each other. I have friends who went from Android to Apple and friends who went from Apple to Android. It's all a matter of user preference. Look it up for what you need it for. Apple is a company that prides itself on being innovative, and I get it. You can't come out with a new phone that reinvents the phone every year, but to just play catch up with all the other phones on the market, really? Like I said, do your own research, and if you think that the iPhone 5 is the best phone for you, go for it. Just as long as you're not one of those little Apple sheep that buy everything with an Apple logo on it because they think it makes them stylish or whatever. And I know people will love the iPhone 5 because it'll make the predecessor feel obsolete. I'm told that if you play around with the iPhone 5 for 10 minutes and you have an iPhone 4S, it's going to make your 4S feel clunky and fat and short and obsolete. Let me know about your phone preferences in the comments below, and you will see me soon.